Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and welcome, Safra. Welcome to this session.
Thank you. It's actually a privilege to be here, so thank you very much.
No, it's great. I think we're going to have a very fascinating conversation about building the foundations for an AI-powered economy. I'm told there were a lot of discussions on AI yesterday, but no large event or no major conversation without AI these days. So we're hoping over the next 20 minutes to seek your insights on how you see this AI-powered economy. Welcome to the session, everyone. I think we're seeing remarkable growth in AI, and based on our own research at IDC, we see that AI is now will contribute nearly $20 trillion to the global economy by 2030, and will drive nearly 3.5% of global GDP. So with the remarkable growth in AI that we see across the world and the expected growth over the next few years, I think I'll start off with how crucial do you think it is for government participation to really drive and leverage the AI economy?
Well, it is a very, very exciting time. I'll be honest with you, Larry Ellison and I, we talk about how we have waited for this moment for decades. And there's no question that ChatGPT and all of these AI capabilities have caught really the imagination of everyone. And I know a lot of people are asking, how do we make this work for us? And what should governments be doing? There's a lot of talk around the world about regulation and things like that. But really, what governments can help is making sure that the two inputs are widely available and available to everyone. So what are the inputs? Well, of course, just like with almost all technology, bandwidth, very, very, very critical. And for that, it's ideal to make sure that all the rules apply in a way that also encourages the investments in bandwidth. But the new one that everyone is finally realizing, and especially with handling huge amounts of data, that means you need enormous compute capability, and that's energy and power. And in fact, the limiting factor in almost all data center development in the United States is in fact power. Now, this region, that's a real benefit for this region, because power is something that, as a general matter, you have and you can expand. And that is an incredible opportunity for this region. And I'm seeing the different government announcements around the region, either in partnership with governments or with national telecommunications and utility champions, powering and making bandwidth available to us and to our competitors. And I think that that's really important, because that currently is in fact the limiting factor. And what I saw from meeting with the Crown Prince yesterday, it is so clear that here in Bahrain there's complete recognition of the potential for AI and how it can make people's lives better.
Perfect. Talking to the broader C-suite across this region, especially in the public sector as well, across the Gulf and the wider Middle East region, I think it's quite clear that there's a lot of technology investments that organizations are making, but there's also concerns around data sovereignty. And I would actually take it a step further and say end-to-end digital sovereignty is a major area of concern and focus for public sector organizations. Clearly, more innovative solutions need to be thought of. What are your thoughts on this, and how is Oracle responding to the needs for end-to-end digital sovereignty?
Okay. So I'd have to start answering this question by first giving you just a little bit of background on where we come from.
Okay.
Because our original work was with highly sensitive, critical data of either governments, militaries, intelligence agencies, banks, telcos, folks who had their most important data in our systems. We always knew that some of that data should not necessarily leave the borders of those countries. A lot of this data is so critical and important, and in many cases, secret, confidential, or private, that it should be available, the technology, the capability should be available, but within the borders of that country. That means it's not subject to the laws of other countries and that it remains private. We knew that because we have that experience. So when we built our cloud, we built it specifically to be able to run as a sovereign region without control from abroad, even friendly allies, often just no control from abroad, to be able to be managed specifically by citizens of that country, in that country, and for some super sensitive data to be even completely disconnected from the internet in some cases for military or intelligence uses. Those are perfectly reasonable requirements. Now, because we built a second generation cloud, meaning we learned from everybody else's mistakes, we also understood that it could be a small cloud or a large cloud, but it has to have all services available. So even if you have a sovereign cloud or even a disconnected cloud, you need to have not just some of the services, but all the services, because we understand our customers. And we have what we call an everything everywhere. Everything, meaning all services, everywhere, anywhere a customer wants it. And so we built it specifically that way so that it's completely modular. If you get bigger, it's just bigger. Again, everything everywhere. And it can be as small, by the way, as on a ship or on a plane, and yet have all services. Those are concepts that we thought about a long time ago, and we built it to do exactly that.
Wonderful. It was great. It was remarkable to see your partnership with Do, for example, the telecom operator in the UAE, around building these sovereign capabilities.
Yes, we have a partnership with Do. We have a partnership with Saudi Telecom. We're hoping to have a partnership here, because partnerships for us are the most reasonable approach to work. First of all, we love to partner with our customers. We think that's very important. And we love to partner with a local champion because they understand the requirements, and they can also staff the cloud in a way that they can guarantee with us that it has both high quality and meets the sovereignty requirements. So it's really how Oracle started, and we have partners around the world outside the region. It can be NRI, it can be Fujitsu, it's all of them if you look to see, because the requirements in a region, we like to do that in partnership.
Wonderful. Safra, you spoke about data, and we're of course seeing an explosion in data, both structured, unstructured data, and we're seeing obviously a very expanded use of data to power the AI economy, and this is only going to get a lot more as we go along. What are your thoughts on some of the security concerns that organizations have? How can technology really be leveraged to remove some of these security concerns that organizations in public sector as well as private sector have?
So to answer your question, I have to draw back again on where we come from. Because our initial mission was critical data for national security, we are always thinking about security. In fact, as I said, the world's most important data, no matter where it is, and here in Bahrain, the world's most important data is in Oracle, which means we've been target one for decades. And so we built not only our systems, but we built our cloud to be different. For example, our cloud, when we run a customer's data, it runs on this processor. And then another customer may be over here, and another one may be over here. But one of the things we did differently in generation 2 than our competitors is we run the network itself in completely different processors, meaning we are never on our customers' processors. In fact, we not only don't trust others to not bother you, we don't trust ourselves. We can never see the data of our customers. We also are encrypted at rest and in transit. We assume that there is always risk and always people trying to come in. So our network itself does not connect to the internet. And our customers do not in any way connect to each other. So you are completely compartmentalized away from anyone else. As a result, you have much more security, but additionally, as if this isn't enough, we've automated our systems in a way to completely remove human error, which is one of the most common reasons for breaches, or human mischief, which is the other reason. And so because we've removed humans from this kind of deep management of the system itself, as well as from the database, in autonomous database, your risk of a security breach is mitigated, basically.
Right. You spoke about cloud, and I want to, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the fact that, we are living in a hybrid multi-cloud world, and that's the reality of today's environment. From your perspective, how has the concept of multi-cloud changed, and especially in this AI everywhere era, how important and significant is it?
We actually believe in multi-cloud. In fact, we believe that our customers should get to choose the cloud that works best for their workloads. And so it's not only that we are connected to all of our competitors, which, by the way, they're not connected to each other. They're only all connected to us. But Microsoft, Google Cloud, and AWS have agreements with us where our cloud is actually in their cloud, such that their customers can use our cloud services, because many of our customers, they want to run their workloads on us. And in fact, as you may have read, even in Microsoft's case, OpenAI, which is a exclusive Azure user, actually runs and announced that their training workloads are going to the Oracle Cloud. And so we actually believe that our job is to make it as easy as possible for our customers to be able to move freely between clouds, and in fact use the cloud that is least expensive and best for their use. And that includes really all three of our major competitors.
Absolutely. We are seeing, of course, a rapid adoption of digital technologies in the public sector across this region. And I think what's unique about this part of the world is that the public sector are actually some of the early adopters in digital technologies, and the private sector essentially follows what we see in the public sector. Safra, you're a frequent visitor to the region. You interact with key decision makers and policy folks across this region. What are some of the similarities that you see in terms of what countries are trying to achieve? Any ideas and any thoughts that you can share with us?
Well, the reality is this has opened up an entire era of transformation, using AI and just transforming to do more and spend less doing it. Everyone feels the pressure. And when you think about the cloud anyway, what is it? What the cloud benefit is, aside from security and immediate availability, is the opportunity to benefit from the economies of scale of others. Instead of running at very low utilization rates in your own data center and having it low except for peak periods, you can share and you only pay for what you use. So everyone, even wealthy nations and governments, no one ever has enough resources to do everything they want. And they want to bring automation and new capabilities to their citizens, just like companies and educational institutions. Everyone wants to do more and spend less doing it. And moving to the cloud is really sort of the first, and in some ways, I don't want to say it's easy, because it requires you to think about how you want your future to be, but replacing 20-year-old systems that were put in the end of the 20th century, we're 24 years into the 21st century. It's probably time to bring all that modern capability that you have on your phone back into the workplace, and have all the capabilities to, again, I know I say it all the time, but at Oracle, it's kind of the way we run it. Do more, spend less doing it, so you can take those resources and invest them in the things that matter.
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much, Safra. Thank you for sharing those unique insights with all of us. I'm sure many of us are going to take home some of these key takeaways to run our businesses, but also run our organizations more efficiently and countries more efficiently. So thank you very much for sharing those insights, and I'll turn it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you.